We're in today with the legendary HD 6990. This is a 2011 video card with 1536 shaders. It's got 2 gig of VRAM per core, running at 880 MHz on the core clock, 1250 MHz on the memory clock, 256 bits bus width, and today I have 2 HD 6990 in Crossfire. That means 4 enabled GPUs. I think the best way to end the month is just jump in a couple of games and see how this Quad Crossfire is holding in a couple of games. Let's go. Yeah, definitely the neighbors think I'm cleaning the house at this hour. Yeah. Why are you hoovering at this hour, Daniel? Let's start from up top, you know, with S.T.A.L.K.E.R and see how it's running on 1080p with enhanced lights. Everything is turned on, anti-aliasing everything, every single bit. Look at this. 800 watts consumption. I mean, I can hear the whole fan. So let's unpack. At the end, I got the fan speed, I got the temperature, I got the core frequency and the load on the video card, memory core, allocation and utilize. 3.7 gig of VRAM utilized. Oh my god, that is so loud. Look at it, the first core is heating up 76 degrees. Oh, that is so loud. I have to adjust the microphone just a little so I can talk here, because I got like 80 degrees on the video card. Oh my god, look at this. 150 FPS on average when I'm looking opposite to the city. When I look to the city, 74, 75 FPS on average. Very interesting. So whenever I'm switching the load to the CPU, it's doing much better. Nearly 800 watts consumption. All right, so let's see how it's performing. I got 6.4 gig of system RAM, 20% load on the CPU with 52 degrees. Very, very interesting performance. I'm shocked. Okay, so between this game and the video card, there is 3 years difference. I mean, 2.5 years or something. Between 2 and 3 years. Now, if you think like that, imagine in 2 years putting 4 RTX 5070s in SLI. That's how it feels. And playing the game on the highest resolution, on highest details, with everything turned on. Everything is good here. There's no problem on utilizing this video card, this Crossfire. I mean, I seen, I tested just to arrange MSI Afterburner, and I seen 4.1 gig of VRAM utilized. Not allocated, utilized. And I was like, is that an error? It said, no, because 2 gig of VRAM is per core. So it's got 2 cores each video card. That means 2, 4, 8 gig of VRAM. Now, can you fill up 8 gig of VRAM in Crossfire here? That was the whole point. And I was thinking like, okay, if I walk around and maybe I can fill it up, you know, but if I'm CPU bound, then I will have problems. If I come to this fellow here, you need to understand that I'm having problems with the CPU, not with the GPU. 80-90% load, temperature-wise, it's a lot, you know, but it does the job here, you know. I'm thinking because the first GPU has got problems with the airflow. That's why I put that fan, I mean fan 2, 4, 6, 8 fans, you know, with zip ties and soldered the wire on the Molex so I can push the air in between the video cards, you know. It's a very cowboy solution for this, but I mean, sometimes it's helping me with Crossfire and SLI. So I will take this as a big win for this. I mean, 83 degrees is not okay because I want better thermals. I want this video card to run properly, but I just wanted to show you how it's running in a game that is compatible with this. It's compatible with multi-GPU, you know, so I wanted to show you the exact performance of this. This is like, for me, whenever I see 6990 in Crossfire, I will show you this, because this is how it needs to perform. Fantastic. I mean, I think that if I want the best temperature for the video cards, I have to put them outside, you know, minus 10 degrees and that's it, you know, in order to get very cool temperature or turn on the air conditioning, because I know that in 10-20 minutes the room will be hot. All right, let's jump in another game. Only game that can manage to put a dent in the VRAM from this Crossfire is GTA 5. So I enable everything like DirectX 11, log shadow, extended shadow, everything in turn on. The only thing that I want to see here is the VRAM utilized. And excuse my flashing there, but we got 7.7 gig of VRAM utilized and 44 FPS. Whoa! Okay, so after the drive, I will drive a little to see if I can reach 7.8 gig of VRAM. Holy smoke, I'm using 7.8 gig of VRAM in GTA 5 with 6990. Okay, this is bananas. Okay, this is cool. Oh my god, the stutter is real. So I got VRAM bottleneck, not core problems. Look at that, 63 degrees. This is actually interesting, seriously, to see this amount of VRAM. It's 7.9 allocated. Oh, it's glitching. It's glitching. Oh, GTA 5 is glitching. I have to disable this, I think. Let me see if I can put this off. Let's see. Can we disable some from here that can help us? How about reflection MSA? We'll put this on X2. All right, I got 3.8 gig of VRAM utilized now. Still stuttering here. I think there's still a lot of problems with the VRAM. I think lowering the quality a little, it's going to be beneficial. I think that if I want to play GTA 5, I can put DirectX 10 instead of having DirectX 11. I don't think this video card, this combination is very good with this. But if I put DirectX 10 with maximum details, I think the video card is going to push nice FPS. But the only thing I wanted to see here is how much VRAM I'm going to utilize. It's got a lot of stutter. I think it's going to keep filling up that VRAM until it's gonna explode, seriously, because that's the only thing I can say about this. Core is not utilized. Temperature wise, I got like 63 degrees, 62 degrees on HD 6990. Usually this goes hot and loud, you know, in order to give the FPS, but here I got a lot of VRAM utilization. Oh, I don't even know how to drive. All right, I put DirectX 10 now, and I want to take a drive and see how it's behaving. Still 5.3 gig of VRAM utilized. Oh my god, how much VRAM is taking this seriously? I mean, I'm grateful that I can utilize this video card and Crossfire in GTA 5. You can see that the core is not maxed out. Temperature wise is good. Everything is good with this, seriously. So yeah, I think I have to adjust it to maybe high details instead of very high, and you can see that you can get nice FPS. There is a lot of VRAM, but there is no way I can utilize it. Just because I have the VRAM, apparently it's not worth maxing out the game, you know. This is what happens when you say, well, I have 8 gig of VRAM available, I want to utilize my VRAM. So if you maxed out the details, this is what happens, you know. Stutter, low performance, not everything is good, you know. It's struggling to keep up with the load, you know. Maybe the VRAM is, you know, the quality of the VRAM, maybe one of them it's okay. I'm just asking, you know, what happens with your system if you try to saturate the whole amount of VRAM, because this is a genuine question, you know. If you're asking yourself, you know, somebody says, well, you got 8 gig or 6 gig or 4 gig of VRAM, utilize the VRAM. If the core is slow or cannot cope with the amount of load the video card is got, you know, increasing the details is not gonna do nothing good, you know, for the video card. This is an example. Just because I have 8 gig of VRAM available, that doesn't mean I have to use it, you know. If I stay around 2-3 gig of VRAM margin, I think the Crossfire is gonna do a fantastic job and is gonna offer me a lot of FPS, less stutter and more FPS, you know. 500 watts consumption, that's not a lot, you know, considering I've seen 800. I will say because of the VRAM I have this amount of problems. Look at this, what a beautiful performance. Same here on the GPU, same here on the game, everything gets top notch with this. Look at this. Okay, so 20-30% load on the video card. So imagine buying a video card. I have lots of money, you know what, I'm gonna buy 2 of them. You know what game is today? Yes, Skyrim. Put it inside. How much load I got on the video card core? 19-20% load on the video card score. Nice performance, nice quality, everything is good, spot on with the performance. This is what I want from a video card like this. 2.5 gig of VRAM utilized. The core is not hot, 59 degrees, 800 megahertz on the core. That means it's fully utilized with 20%. It splits the load on all of the cores in order to deliver this performance. 2.7 only allocated. The system doesn't have any problems. 6 gig of system RAM, 10% load on the CPU, under 500 watts consumption. What do you want more from this Crossfire? I think this is the type of game that I need to put on a video card like this. For this combination, this is by far the best and the most efficient game. You know, maximum details, 1080p. I think that if you change some cables, monitors, you know, arrange it in such a way, 1440p and 4K can be achieved with this type of video card or setup, you know. But yeah, it depends on your cables and output from the video card. Does it have any problems with scaling? No. If you look around on the map, on the mountains, you can actually see it doesn't exceed the performance. It stays around 60 degrees. The performance is there, very stable. Frame time is flat, no spikes. This is it. So this is how it needs to be utilized. Oh, look at the MS. I got nearly 10 MS. Oh man, this game is actually good with this video card. Oh, it's so fast, so snappy. Daniel, reset the MS. I want to see how it's performing. All right, let's take a look and see how the GPU is performing. Every single time I'm playing this game, I'm with an old video card, and the quality it's kind of bad, you know. Temperature wise, I got like under 60 degrees. Not bad for a video card like this. Oh, almost one. 20-30% load on the GPU score. Oh yeah, I got 3 gig of VRAM utilized. Yeah, 3.1 allocated. It's utilizing the VRAM. It needs a couple of amount of VRAM in order to deliver this performance, you know. The core is not stressed. There is no problem on the core side with this combination. Temperature is good. VRAM is utilized. Minimal 77 FPS and 91 on average. I mean, the average is good, but the minimal, there's some spikes here and there, but not a lot of problem. 7.3 gig of system RAM, no load on the CPU side, under 10 loads, and temperature wise like 43 degrees on this i7. This is an adequate performance. Please, you didn't can see me. The combination here is good. There is no problem on the scaling. It's utilizing the VRAM properly. The core is not fully utilized. You know, temperature wise is good. The fan speed is okay, under around 60% load on the fan. That's the most important thing, because the video card it's loud. Look at this. There's a lot of problem when you're ramping up that fan, you know, but if you can maintain that temperature, you're gonna be the one. Oh, very good. I know this game is gonna put a dent in my Crossfire. Look at this, 1080p maximum details. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of core utilization on the video card, but I think the VRAM is gonna be the problem here. I got 4.3 gig of VRAM utilized, 4.4 allocated, and 60-70 FPS on average. I mean, average is 72 and 27 on 1%. I mean, this is maximum details, and I'm curious why I have no problem on the core. I got like 64 degrees on the core of the video card, 73% power on the fan. It's becoming very loud now, and yeah, very interesting performance this game is offering here with this video card. Actually, I can see that it's reaching 100 FPS in some cases, but if the average is good, over 60 FPS, then I will call it a win, because this is 1080p with maximum details, you know. So nearly 600 watts consumption to 6990s in Crossfire. So yeah, I was expecting more, you know, but S.T.A.L.K.E.R was the one that managed to put 800 and nearly 10 watts consumption on this setup. But I can say in Mad Max with this combination, it looks and it runs fantastic. So this game knows how to utilize the Crossfire. This is good, and quality is spot on, but if you make some adjustment, enable some VSync, you can make this setup run even better. And I like it. I like this combination here with with this game. And I think this is the right way to do it, you know, if you're interested on utilizing Crossfire. Crossfire, apparently, it's on point with some games. Seriously, it's on point. The quality is there, the performance is there. In this case, with the system, I got only 7.6, 7.5 gig of system RAM and less than 20% load on the CPU, with less than 50 degrees. I'm very surprised that CPU, how nice it's staying, seriously. Considering that what CPU I have, I will say it's very cool. Both ways, you know. Cool and cool, you know. I was so confident coming into this game, it's gonna be an easy breezy. Seriously, easy. This game is gonna slap, you know. It's gonna make hundreds of FPS. And I maxed out everything ultra 1080p. Look at this. I got 10 FPS. What the heck is going on here? Man, I don't believe this game it's actually running like this. Holy smoke, I managed to find the game that knows how to utilize the VRAM. Alright, the core is not maxed out, 7.8 gig of VRAM. Alright, let's change the resolution. And I'm not joking, no, I'm staying on ultra. I'm curious, maybe 720p can help me. Alright, only 14 FPS. So I'm on ultra. I think I'm gonna put medium details. Let's see. Okay, 140 with 720p. Let's go high details then. 80 FPS. Okay, so I changed to 720p with medium details. This is a good performance, but I never thought this game is gonna squeeze the life of this Crossfire, but it's doing the job. This is exactly what I want, to find games that actually works with Crossfire. If I'm interested on playing in the future, you know, with a racing wheel or having some fun in this game, I know that Crossfire it's one of those options for this, you know, because it's doing a fantastic job utilizing multiple cores. Temperature wise is good, you know. Fan speed, I don't know, 69 fan power on this. Nice, you know. 500 watts consumption from the whole kit. I think this is actually great, you know. The game looks fantastic, you know. There's lots of entertainment in this game, you know. If you're interested on playing with old hardware, and old games can actually be fun sometimes, you know. You just have to give them a little, you just have to give a little TLC to this game, and you're gonna have a lot of entertainment. So I like it. I like this performance this video card is offering, this combo it's offering here. So in this situation with this Crossfire, I will call this a big win. Best driving skills ever. You can trust Daniel to drive your Subaru. Seriously, Subaru. I did. We tested a lot of games that knows how to utilize the VRAM. You know, the amount of VRAM this Crossfire is offering you. You know, 8 gig of VRAM in Crossfire. You know, but now I want to see a game that knows how to utilize the core. I keep expecting to find that proper game, but yeah, that switching between the VRAM and core is gonna create a lot of problems. If you look like left, right, you do a magic skill, bang! Look at that, spikes. You know, look at it. What's that? You know, looks like a heart attack. Seriously, but doesn't matter. You know, it's utilizing the VRAM. 4 gig of VRAM utilized here. 64 degrees on the core. That means the core is not at maximum. 30% load. Let's see if we can go in a fight. 24 FPS. Smack him! Bang! I don't understand that, and think if I want to play the game, I have to adjust maybe the resolution, some details. You know, it makes no sense. Maybe it's not optimized to use the full amount of VRAM. See, because it stops at the 4 gig of VRAM. Maybe it's utilizing the VRAM from only one video card. Because the developer, I think, didn't manage to think is one individual is gonna have 2 HD 6990, and we have to optimize the game to use 8 gig of VRAM, you know. I think this is the only explanation, because look, it stops at 4 gig of VRAM and I have stutter, but I'm 100. You know what, let's try. So if video scale, ambient collision, quality, anti-aliasing, this is how we put the settings. That's it, and the video resolution is here. See, now I got 54 FPS. Bang, nice performance. See, it's very stable. If I distress the VRAM, I think that was the problem, because it's only optimized for 4 gig of VRAM. It's doing fantastic. 60 FPS. Look at that, 17 ms, 2.5 gig of VRAM utilized, allocated, the same load on the video card core. So there's no problem. You can fiddle around maybe with the resolution, details. I got 530 watts consumption. So the game is spot on, but it's utilizing all of the cores, but not all of the VRAM. I think it's only using the VRAM from one video card only. and that is a little sus. Let's jump into Battlefield 3 and see how it's running with 1080p with maximum details. This is gonna be a very interesting test because I put everything on maximum and I still got only 65 FPS. Is there a VSync here? Motion blur, brightness, VSync is off. So 65 FPS, I don't understand. 63 on average, 3.4 gig of VRAM utilized, only 30% load on the video card score. Not bad, you know, but I wish I had more performance. I was expecting here to have like a lot of FPS. I think that if I play the game with this combination, it's gonna be good, but the only problem I have, it's not utilizing the core at maximum. I think there is a limit somehow, and I need to take a look and see how it's performing with this combination. All right, let's go in the air and see. Maybe we can actually see. I don't know what's the problem here, but I think there is a force VSync. I wish I had more FPS in order to see the video cards performing really well, you know, more than 500 watts consumption. I want to see if I can land on top of that building. It's so hard. It's like an achievement, you know, to land on that point. It doesn't matter. Look at this. What a nice performance. All right, so this is the only problem I have with Battlefield. It's full screen, everything without VSync, and still got 65 FPS. There is a limit somehow, but I don't know what is the limit. I don't understand, seriously. Does it run Crysis properly? I mean, I got like 30% load on the video card score, 3 gig of VRAM. Why does it show me allocated? That makes no sense. I thought it was VSync. I got 700 watts consumption from this computer now. I got like a big utilization on the core and temperature is rising. So if I look at the ground, when I get the FPS, see that there's a lot of wattage consumption. So if I look at the map, we got like 40-50 FPS and less utilization on the core. I think there is something with the CPU, maybe the bandwidth, I don't know. Seriously, it makes no sense in this case with this video card. I mean, this combo with Crossfire. See, so here is 70 FPS, but the moment I look at the map, it's not okay. I think the most important thing is to see how it's performing with other games, because in some situation I've seen in Battlefield, I don't know what happened, but it was locked to 65 FPS, and I came into Crysis, and I was like, dude, it's giving me the same thing, 60 FPS. I mean, it's like, is there a VSync option that I managed to forget? And I was like looking at the ground and I was like 170 FPS. Okay, so it's not VSync. In this situation, I can blame the CPU because most of the time that's the only problem I have, you know. VRAM, there's a lot of VRAM. Maybe the VRAM is not enough, you know, because it's not utilizing both of the video cards with the VRAM. But yeah, the only thing I can say is the CPU. Maybe the CPU is not is the problem. I got like 10-15% load on the CPU side and 48-49 degrees. So theoretically, I would like to blame it, you know, but in some situation you can see it's not even stress. Maybe a thread is wrong, something with it, you know, and it's not giving me the right FPS. But in some cases, it's doing a fantastic job, you know. Plus, look at the 60-70 degrees on the core of the video card. It's being utilized. The moment it's passing 60-70 FPS, it's working. In this game with 1080p with maximum details, you're gonna see that the video card is doing a fantastic job. 4.1 gig of VRAM utilized, 60 FPS. I think even if I disable VSync in the menu, it doesn't go higher on the FPS. Stays around 60 FPS. So I will call this a big win, because sometimes I don't need more FPS because I will get 1 billion watt consumption from this combination, and it's gonna melt in my computer, and I don't want that, you know, because I have one that exploded and it was like fucking sparked in my computer, and it smelled for 3 days in this room, seriously. And doing something like that for this place, no, it's kind of horrible. So destroying a video card in your computer, it's a no-no, you know. So in this case, I will say, you know what, 60 FPS, I call it a win, you know, because if I use only one video card, I'm gonna get maybe 80-70% load on the video card, and like this in Quad Crossfire I get 40-50% load. Good temperature, 4.2 gig of VRAM utilized, and 4.1 decide 4.3 gig of VRAM utilized and 4.4 allocated, nearly 4.5. I mean, the FPS is good, minimal's not great. Why? But it's got 600 watts. Man, this combination is insane, seriously. Temperature wise is still holding, so it's hovering around 4 gig of VRAM in this case with this Crossfire. So nah, it's kind of great performance. I think this game it's a must for this Crossfire. S.T.A.L.K.E.R Crossfire is not dead. So everybody who's saying that S.T.A.L.K.E.R Crossfire is dead, it's an old technology and it's a dead end, you know. If I have a video card that is still running Crossfire and S.T.A.L.K.E.R, it's not dead. Until the last video card, it's still working. It's not dead. I like the video card. I like the combination. I like everything about this because it reminds me of an inefficiency. It reminds me of a not very efficient setup that was still okay to run back in the days when electricity was not very expensive, you know. It reminds me of good old games where they didn't depend on the internet, you know, just start the game and it runs, you know. If you put one more video card, it will have double the performance. Back in the days, 6990, with games from the same year, it managed to perform really well. If you put this setup with new games, you're gonna have some problems. You have to do the right settings, medium to low quality, right resolution, and associate the hardware with the proper settings or the proper games. I think in the future this is going to be a very unique setup. It's going to be rare. If you can manage to find yourself a couple of them, just put them on the side. I did, but for some reason they keep dying, you know. They don't hold well. I think I have to remove the air and keep them airless in a container in order to have an opportunity to keep them in the library and still use them in the future. If you have free electricity, I recommend it. If not, leave it for somebody with more enthusiasm because yeah, it's gonna eat a lot of electricity. If you have any suggestion for this setup, for this Crossfire configuration, leave a comment, smash that like button, and I will see you very soon.